Welcome.
You are watching Line Screw 1. Well, hello tubers, hope you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy YouTube universe. Today I'm going to talk about something that often in your family, in your life, you talk about. And that's the big debate. Oh, the hunters are hunting. They're practicing their firearms. Ooh, don't want to scare the liberals here in the audience. Not that I have any of those left. Anyway, you know, the last little 6 months I've been thinking, hey, should I buy a brand new car? You know, the forever car, because you know, I'm retired. I figure, yeah, buy that new car. And then you look at what's out there, because you know, I don't want to spend more than about 30 grand. And you think, wow, there's a lot of junk out there, and a lot of stuff really shows its age. You know, a lot of new cars, when they're new, they're great. They work fine. Even the lesser quality brands, let's just say, they really operate fine in the beginning. And then when they're older, they show their age. It's kind of like, remember that the hot guy or girl when you were in high school 40 years ago, like for me? Well, most of them, they're not hot anymore. So, you know, some people say you don't know what you got until it's gone. Well, I say you don't know what you got until it gets old. And that is so true for cars. And that's why today I want to talk about my 2007 Mazda 3 and how this is a really underrated, great old car, and why I've decided to just spend some money and refresh it. You know, a little bit of body work, a little paint job, even though there's no dings. I just got a lot of damage from cats crawling on it and squirrels and from tree sap. And you know, the struts go, the rear bushings in the back go, you know, the typical kind of stuff. But the powertrain, that's the most expensive part of a car, the powertrain. I got a manual transmission. It's bulletproof. The engine, it doesn't leak anything. No coolant, no oil. It doesn't even burn oil. I've got 230,000 kilometers. I bought this 7 years ago. I'm the second owner. And it's been a great car, you know, and I figured, you know what, I'll just spend a few $1,000 refreshing the car, and it'll be good to go for several more years, easy, because it's proven its reliability by its performance. Now, I know I've many motorcycles and cars, and so the reason that I haven't put many miles on it or kilometers, I think I bought it 7 years ago at 185,000. I'm at 230. So what's that, 45,000 kilometers in 7 years. Now, of course, that's been the reason I don't got a lot of miles is because, one, I'm retired. Many of my audience members are also retired. So that's a good thing. You don't spend as much in terms of maintenance because the vehicles don't crop out as much because you don't use them as much. And I've spread the use of my driving through several motorcycles and other vehicles and my motorhome, which, of course, you can drive too. And if I'm going to go anywhere far, I rarely take a car. I fly. You know, it's just so cheap to fly nowadays. So anyway, we're going to talk about that and why I've decided to do that. And yeah, I'm just nervous about a lot of these newer cars out there with their CVT transmissions. A lot of them turn out to be junk. A lot of unserviceable transmissions where they tell you, oh, don't even replace the fluid. Yeah, right. Like, that's really a good idea. Oh boy. But yeah, and the fact that this is manual, no big deal for me. I call it like an anti-theft device because there's a lot of younger people, they don't even know how to drive a stick. And oh, that's another thing. I got the original clutch. It don't slip or anything. 230,000. Even the brakes, I've done the brakes myself all the way around. Easy to do, easy and cheap. Anybody can do it, whether you're a man or a woman, don't matter. You can do the brakes if you got an afternoon to kill and some tools, and you don't really even need much for that. So let's talk about that and why I've decided to just keep the damn thing. And or if you got a kid going to college, a lot of people that are older to putting their kids through college, you want to give them a car that's reliable, but you can't afford a brand new car for them. Get them a Mazda 3. Now, yeah, I know what you're going to say. Well, what about the Honda Civic and the Corolla? Yeah, yes, they are great cars. Probably a better car than this too. But not everybody's going to pay that premium for the used Honda Civic or a Corolla. And a lot of people overlook the Mazda 3 and they buy something else that turns out to be a money pit in terms of repair costs. Okay, folks, well, we're in the interior here of this car. We're going to talk about, you know, how great of a basic car it is. And it's not really basic because it's got so many extras. Now, the latest thing that I did to upgrade, because I wanted a modern type of car in terms of what it could do, and I figured, well, just upgrade the system of what I got. So I've got a modern Enon head where I've got navigation, and I even got a backup camera now, which never came. Oh, it's all fogged up because it's raining. It's just miserable weather outside. I'm parked under a tree, so I'm not getting so wet. But yeah, I got navigation. I can watch movies. I can do everything I want. Even run my OBTD scanner for codes. And strange thing about this car, it does throw a code for oxygen sensor when it's just the gas cap. That's a pretty common thing. But you know, you can put your Spotify and all your apps that you want. I can even watch TV with Pluto TV, you know, all this typical stuff that you can do with Android. But I like this head. It's not the cheapest one. Enon makes various grades of these upgrades, and the best part is plug and play. I didn't have to hire anybody to install this. It was absolutely plug and play. But in terms of features, you know, the car's got everything you need. You got power windows, you got power mirrors, you got anti-lock brakes, you got a whole bunch of airbags. You got the side curtain airbags, you got the front airbags. It's even got a automatic headlights, so if you're one of those people that always forget to turn them on, it'll turn on there. You even got the automatic moisture sensing windshield wiper. Oh, and the car even comes with a fob, so you got keyless entry. Yay. I know that's pretty standard nowadays, but back in the day, not every car came with it, or you had to pay extra for the damn option, but I think it was pretty much a standard feature for the Mazdas. Got everything you need. Air conditioning. The compressors tend to not be super reliable, but you just go replace it. It's pretty simple. But you know, the interior is still in one piece, considering I had a dog. I still got some hair that I got to remove. I'm gonna steam clean the entire interior, even though it's fairly clean now. But I'm not really intimidated at all by the stick shift. I like it. Now I get it if you're commuting in stop-go traffic in Vancouver or Los Angeles or something like that. You might not want a manual transmission, but the best part of a manual transmission is you decide how it shifts. You got full control. You can be an idiot and destroy your clutch quickly, or you can have it last a long time like I do. So yeah. Oh, and even the stereo that I put in, all the controls, they all work. Volume, muting, you know, changing selections for your MP3 player. And of course, the car even has cruise control. So it doesn't have sunroof, but you know, I guess if it was that important to you, you could put a cheap one in. But anyway, you know, this is a great basic car, and reasonably safe for a small car. So what more do you really want? Now it is winter time out here, so I'm running snow tires all the way around, so I don't get the best traction when it's not snowing or if it's dry, but you know, I'm ready for winter. And let's check out the trunk. I've got so much crap in here. I got a couple tires. Yeah, these are some of my summer tires that are in there. That's how big the trunk is. You know, if you're from Jersey and you're one of those good fellas, you could almost put two bodies in the back. Oh, I got my old stereo in there. A lot of these stereos that came with them, they're crappy. The CD player quits working. It's part of the reason why I updated the unit. Got some spare windshield washer fluid and stuff, but the trunk actually is pretty big. It's got a pass through, so if you're a skier and you want to put some skis in there, you got no problem doing it. Another little weird idiosyncrasy is these rear taillights. They get moisture inside them, so if I can't figure out a way to stop that, I think I'm just going to replace them with aftermarket ones from eBay. That's just a simple solution, but they work. Everything works. The light bulbs work. You know, I only had one headlight ever burn out. It's just a great, cheap car. Now, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have the entire midsection of the car repainted. This hood, I know it's raining, you can't tell, but I got a lot of sap damage from being under a tree and from cats climbing on it. And that damage tends to extend up to the top and onto the rear lid. So I'm going to take it into the body shop sometime this winter, have it completely redone, touched up. Same with, after several hot summers, the rear tinting in the back, it's delaminated a bit. I'll just take that in. The side ones are perfect, so I don't need to have that done. So, yeah, it's just a great car. Good gas mileage, a 2.0 liter engine, 148 horsepower. It's zippy for a small car. What more would you want? Even the rear wheels, they come with an actual lock. Not that I think anybody wants to steal the rims out of a Mazda 3, but it's there. Now in the center console, there's a top section where you can keep a few things of junk. And in here there's an auxiliary input, so you can run your MP3 player. And there's a second 12-volt auxiliary plug, so you can power your extra crap. There you can see my USB adapter plugged in there, which is handy. At least they thought about that, which, everybody's running so many extra gadgets nowadays. It's handy to have that. So folks, what do you think about just keeping a car? I mean, this is an 07, so it's getting long in the tooth. And when I was younger, having reliable transportation to get to work was very important, so I always kept newer cars. But I figured, I put so few miles on it, and the depreciation and reliability of these new cars, if I bought a brand new, pick a brand, they depreciate, they're more expensive to insure, and I'm thinking, I don't need that, do it? Like, what's the point? Now, if you got all the money in the world, God bless you, just buy what you want, buy new cars, whatever. But really, the fundamentals of this car is that it's a pretty good vehicle. And it was even made in Japan. You want proof? So check it out, folks. Manufactured by Mazda Corporation. Made in Japan. I know many years ago people used to be skeptical about things made in Japan. Not anymore. I'll take something made in Japan over anything made in Indonesia. Often even South Korea. Not to shit on the South Koreans. A lot of their products are good, but they still are not as good. Overall, that's a general statement as the Japanese-made stuff. So, that's just my thought. And, hey, even Scotty Kilmer on YouTube would agree. Now let's check out the back seat here. Like I said, you got that pass-through, so if you got something long or skis, you can still haul it. You got cup holders galore, even that fold-down cup holder in the middle. That folds back up. You got cup holders in the door. You got cup holders on the side. You got cup holders everywhere. 2 cup holders even here. So, hey, you know what? It's an okay cheap car. And you can get these at a reasonable price used. Oh, another thing I got to get done, even though I've got glass coverage, I got a chip in my windshield. It happened right here, which I can't see when I'm sitting driving in the car, and then I didn't get it fixed in time, so it actually spread. And of course, I'm living in the middle of nowhere where getting that done is a pain in the butt. So, but I'm gonna have to drive into a city and just have that done. I pay a small deductible. Nothing of a problem that money can't fix. So I'm thinking I just put a few $1,000 in body work, maybe some new struts, new windshield. Keep changing the oil. The car is gonna do just fine. So what do you folks think about my plans? What do you guys typically do when you got an old car and you think, hey, do you put some more money into it? I know there are cars where it's definitely not worth putting money into it because they've been driven into the ground and they have just so many problems. But in this situation, hey, I know the history of this vehicle. I'm the second owner. Might as well just put a few grand into it, enjoy the car, and I'm sure it's going to last at least till 350,000 kilometers, which I'm probably going to be dead by the time that happens. So, folks, you put your comments down below. In the meantime, folks, stay safe, keep your wheels to the ground. I'll talk to you soon. Over and out.
I got you.